Hello everyone, Jim Daniels with the Midsouth Sprint Car Association, back with you with Ethan Kaiser for our fourth and final wrap-up of the season of these episodes or segments we've been doing. And for these last two episodes, Lenny Green has been offering his shop, which is just a beautiful place over there. Really amazed when you walk in that place. I know everyone that's been there will say the same thing. Lenny, we really appreciate you letting us film there. It's a great venue. And let's see, without any further ado, let's get right on to my presenting of the awards just a few nights ago for segment 4. And then afterwards, we got some special interviews, one of which is going to be coming from the Riverside Track Management. So stay tuned for that as well. And thank you for tuning in this season with Ethan and I for these 4 segments, and we'll see you at the banquet. Okay, we're at the Midsouth Sprint Car Association Segment 4 Awards. And we want to start right in with our race that we had at Riverside on 9/19 and giving away our King Racing Products Award, $25 for being the King Top 10, and this goes to owner Johnny Walker. Our next award is from R2C Performance Products, the 2014 Hard Charger Weekly Award for 9/9/14, $75 off a set of injectors, $150 carbon fiber filter box discount, and that award goes to Larry Stevens. Okay, our next award is the Willwood Award. Midsouth Sprint Car Association is proud to award this for the 9 race, same week. The Tough Break Award, $50 to Johnny Walker. Our next award of the night is going to come from Kaiser Aluminum Wheels. It's a $50 gift certificate off the purchase of $100 or more. Goes to Larry Stevens. And our last award for the 9/9 race at Riverside is a Quartermaster gift certificate. This is for $50 off any purchase. You get jobber pricing for John Howard. Now we're moving on to our next week for the Mid-South Sprint Car Association, week 9/20, also at Riverside. The first award is a Kaiser Wheel $50 off certificate to Tommy Rowland. Our next certificate for the Riverside race of 9/20 is $50 off from Lunati, and that award goes to Barry Blue. Our next award is presented by King Racing Products for the 9/20 race at Riverside, the Top 10 award, and it's $25 to Bubba McLean. Our next award is the R2C award for the Hard Charger, going for $75 off the injectors, $150 off a carbon fiber filter box, goes to owner Tommy Rowland. Our last award is presented by Willwood. This is the Willwood Tough Break Award for $50, going to Gary McLahan. Moving along to 9/27, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels has a $50 gift certificate to Tyler Wheatley. Next award for the same weekend would be Lunati Cams, $50 off the purchase price, and it's at jobber pricing. This goes to Rick Kaler. Our next award is the King Racing Products. It's a Top 10 award for $25, a car owner, Lonnie Roy. Our R2C Performance Products Award for the Hard Charger, $75 off the injectors, another $150 carbon fiber filter box, goes to owner, driver, Tyler Wheatley. Last award in the week 9/27 at Riverside is the Willwood Tough Break Award, $50 to Jimmy Jones. Okay, moving to our last week, this was our Grassroots Nationals for the Mid-South Sprint Car Association, which was our last regular race at Riverside. Our Kaiser Wheel Award, $50 off, goes to Bubba McLean. Our next award is our Quartermaster gift certificate for $50 off any purchase at jobber pricing, goes to Donnie Howard. Our next award is our King Racing Products, the King Top 10 Award, $25 to Bubba McLean. Our R2C award for this week for our Grassroots Nationals is our last race at Riverside. For the $75 injector, the $150 carbon fiber box is going to go to Tyler Wheatley. And our Willwood Break Award for the $50 for the Tough Break, Rick Kaler. Our last award of the evening for segment 4 was one of our traveling races, the Louisiana 305 Championship event. We had several of our members from Mid-South Sprint Car Association attend, and their awards are as follows. Kaiser Wheel Award for $50 goes to Lonnie Roy. Our Lunati Cam Award for $50 off at jobber pricing goes to Lonnie Roy. Our King Racing Products King Top 10 Award for $25 goes to Lonnie Roy. The R2C Performance Products Award for the Hard Charger, $75 for those injectors, $150 for the carbon filter box, Larry Johnson. And our Willwood Award for the Tough Break, $50, Tyler Wheatley. That concludes our awards for this evening for the Mid-South Sprint Car Association. Please be sure to look at our Facebook page, our website, and our videos posted at YouTube. You can find those at both of the sites I just mentioned. And be looking forward to the news about our banquet that's going to be coming up soon to wrap up our championship and give our year-end awards. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Daniels with the Midsouth Sprint Car Association, here with one of our young guns, Ryan Roy. I'm going to talk about his third segment and fourth segment this evening. First of all, the third segment, tell me a little bit what happened, give me the events of the race, how'd you guys run?
We ran pretty much good. We ended up tagging the wall a few times.
Now was that for pushing it too hard? You trying to pass somebody? You had a flat? Tell me how those incidents occur.
Some of the times I pushed it too hard, just trying to get around someone on the outside.
Well, tell me, what do you think your best run? What was your best week you had this year?
When we ran up in Louisiana, we started in 20th and made it all the way up to 7th within 5 laps or so.
Now, that's impressive because I think in Louisiana, it was only 3 of our local guys from our club that went. You were one of the 3 or 4, right? And so that means there's 17 locals, and I'm assuming you had never seen the track.
No, I never seen the track. It was the first time. It was a pretty nice track, and it was totally different for us. We had to change the setup. We had to take and tighten it up a little bit. The gearing was totally different. The track was way bigger than our home track. And it was just, you run against the people that knew the track a lot better than we did.
Well, as a racer myself, going into someone else's backyard, not having any testing, any tuning, trying to get the setup, it's pretty impressive to move up to 7th place for 20. Folks, you need to watch out for this kid. This is Ryan Roy, one of our Mid-South Sprint Car Association members, all-around good kid, and I'd be watching for him in 2015. Hello everyone and good night. I'm Jim Daniels with the Mid-South Sprint Car Association. I'm here tonight with one of the track representatives of Riverside, Tommy Mullins. And I was going to ask Tommy a few questions. He was nice enough to come and speak to our membership tonight about the next season and some of the events that's going on. And Tommy, tell us a little bit about the year's over now at the track. Tell us a little bit about what happened at the track this year and how successful you guys were.
We had a really good year at the track, Riverside, this year. The 2014 season proved to be a culmination of a lot of things that we've tried to do in the past several years, and they began to fall into place. Our fans were very supportive, and our officials were learning. We've gotten better every year, and a lot of people have told us that, and we're very proud of the fact that we continue to get better and still have a room to grow.
Well, I know that the races that Ethan and I attended to get some footage was very exciting. Hadn't been there in quite a few years myself, and it was quite a bit different than what I remember. I really love the races. Aside from that rain spell that we had with all those rainouts that killed us there in June, had a great time. Well, tell us a little bit about next season. I know you was here tonight. You was talking about a few things, and there's another track. Why don't you go through a few of your high points?
Well, I think one of the highest points for our upcoming season is the fact that we're going to have some special events. We'll have ASCS coming back in for a couple of shows. We'll have USCS wing sprints for a couple of shows, one or more super late model special, and we're also planning some special events for some of our other classes, certainly the 305 wing sprints. With the car count growing and getting more and more exciting racing, we'll have specials in that class for sure.
Well, I know I speak for Tommy when I say that the organization and Mid-South Sprint Cars Association and the track and the fellowship and the camaraderie and just a good spirit in working with each other has probably been good for the 305 class and for the track. I can't wait to see what's in store for next year. Tommy, thank you very much for sharing a few moments with us tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Hello everyone, this is Jim Daniels with the Mid-South Sprint Car Association. I'm here with Nick Woolsey and his son Wade, and we're going to talk about their season a little bit. And I guess this is going to be the future driver of the team, Nick?
Yes, sir. I'm going to try to run one more year and let him get in the mini sprints this year. And then after that, he can come up to the 305s and I can work on them.
I understand that. I had a son did the same thing. Wade, how do you feel about that? You ready to move into the sprints?
Yes,
mini
sir.
Sprints? You all right?
Yes, sir.
So what you picked out a car number and color yet?
I got number 29.
And what about car color?
It's orange and blue.
Oh, you already got it. So whose chassis do you guys have, Nick?
Stallard.
Well, that's going to be a fun program. Let's move on to your season in the 305s this year. Tell us about your high and your low of the season.
Well, the first 2 races were kind of low. Well, they were high, but they were low.
Any time you're at the racetrack and you're not working, it's kind of a high though, right?
But we flipped the first 2 weeks. The second week was pretty bad. We ended up tearing up a lot of stuff, and then I was kind of sore for a couple of days. But
now, Nick, do you wear a Hans device or some kind of head and neck restraint system?
Well, after that race, after that flip, I went and bought one. It bent the seat over, and it was my head was in the mud. So after that, we went and got a Hans device and arm restraints, and which he already had all that stuff, but I went ahead and put it for myself. So.
Well, I've raced open cockpit cars now for 16 years, and I tell you, the arm restraints, I hadn't had many accidents as you guys do in the dirt, but the arm restraints is certainly, the head and neck restraint system is very, very important, especially for this young man. So tell me about the highs. When did the first times you get out of the car and you was high-fiving the crew?
Well, that second race that I flipped, the heat race, we run, I led it pretty much most of the race, and then Brad got around me the last couple laps, and you know how pretty boy he is. He's going to take a checker.
Well, what do you think if you run a second to him? Well, on that night when it got around you with a few laps to go, what do you think it would have taken to hold him off? Was it setup? Was it motor? What did you get out of the car wishing you had done?
I was just happy where I finished. That's after 13, 14 years of being out of racing and never raced a sprint car. You know, I felt like that was pretty good to run second.
So this is your first season back from that long break?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that's very respectable then.
And, you know, I never ran a sprint car. I ran a modified and a stock car. So you know, that was a dwarf car. I won the championship at Motorsports Park. Dwarf cars.
That's way back in the old days. Well, tell me, what's your plans for 2015? I know you're going to turn it over to him the next season, but what about in 2015?
We're going to try to run the full schedule again in the 305s and run the 600 mini sprints. I'm hoping that we get to do a variety of tracks because I like being able to go to another spot and set the car up different. I like dry slick tracks anyway, so
well, you know that I'm a road racer and we do a whole circuit, and I got to tell you, for our club, I don't think there's a lot of 305 guys that get to do a circuit. And for those out there to think about coming and join us, what he said is probably one of the biggest appeals, besides our tight rules and our large car fields, is that you get to experience some different facilities and some different people. I was with Roy Ryan there a second ago, started 20th and got to 7th in that LA race, and he said that was a highlight of his whole season, and that can only come about because he travels. Wade, what about you? You going to win a championship this year, your first year out, be a rookie champion like Bill Elliott's son?
I hope.
Well, that's all you can do. Hello, everybody. This is Jim Daniels with Midsouth Sprint Car Association. I'm here tonight with Larry Stevens, Brad Bowden's car owner. Had a very good year this year. We're coming to you from our fourth quarter meeting where we had some interesting topics we'll go to in a second. But before that, Larry, tell us about your season.
Well, we had probably the best season I've ever had in racing. We won like 7 features, and I think we finished second 6 times and had a 4th and a 5th. We won the Grassroots Nationals. We won the Hooker Hood Classic. Finished second in the Cody Burks. We went to Little Rock and won the I-30 Invitational, and we just had one great year.
Well, I tell you, just watching the young man in some of these races, if you watch a pillar of consistency, I made comments to a lot of my friends outside of this group organization about how consistent he was for being so young. Really think he needs to have a shot here to move up at some point. Tonight there were some discussions about putting a target on his back, and I say his back. Let's say any champion that dominates. I think that the consensus from some in our club would be to put a target on their back and to maybe hinder them in some way. Now, I have my ideas on that, and I'll get your take on it. My idea on that is you simply have everybody pay a little bit more entry fee, and the first time the guy beats the previous year champion in a feature, they get the money. And you get the fans involved and things like that, and that's one way you could do it. But my personal opinion, and I'm saying this as the announcer for the series, is that we don't hinder anybody for putting together a good program and having a solid driver. We find other ways to incentivize the people in the back to be more competitive. What's your take on that, Larry?
I like that idea. I'm sure Brad would be more than happy to go for it, and And man, you know, it's all about money.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, it takes a budget to run, and it also takes talent and someone dedicated to it. And I just believe, watching the young man run, that maybe putting a financial target on his back, what might be a better incentive to give some other people some better equipment, some newer tires, something like that, should they knock him off the perch. And not just him, whoever the previous year's champion, something to that effect. Well, what do you guys got planned next year? Is Brad back with you?
Oh yeah, as far as I know, we're going to come right back and just try to defend the championship and just go at it again all over. Same crew, same everything, and same motor.
I understand. Well, I know you guys build solid stuff. Now, just one quick, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I want to get it on camera. There's a rumor going around that Brad May went to Buck Baker's driving school and maybe looking at some asphalt stuff. Did you hear anything about that?
No, I hadn't heard nothing about that.
Okay. For Larry Stevens, I'm Jim Daniels with the Mid-South Sprint Car Association. We'll see you next time.